This is the LensGO wireless system. It comes with two microphones that are magnetically attached to the receiver, and the receiver is also a battery pack which charges the two microphones. Now if you plug everything through this micro USB, you're charging the whole thing all together. So you don't need to charge the microphones and the receiver separately. So you just put everything together, plug the USB-C into your computer, and then things get charged. But this also serves as an additional battery pack to charge the two microphones when you're out in the field, and it gives you 3 hours extra of battery life. Now altogether you have around 7 working hours of battery life, which is more than enough what you would need when you're out filming. So LensGO reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to test some of their microphones, and I actually chosen this one because I think this is a very innovative piece of design and it's very affordable. It's not a professional grade microphone, but I think it's very useful for content creators like myself. And it comes in 2 colors, in black and in white. Of course I went for the black color because it fits better with my camera. Now there are no buttons on this except for the power on button and a couple of lights. The main light which shows that the device is turned on, and the 2 blinking lights showing the connection to the 2 transmitters. Now on the microphone you have a button which you hold for 3 seconds and the connection is established right away. You can see right over here. Under one microphone I have the audio out port, and under the other one I have my headphone jack to monitor the audio straight from the receiver. So I'm going to leave one microphone here and I'm going to attach this onto me. Now you get 2 of these teeny tiny clamps which have a magnet, and you can attach the microphone right over here. Now the cool thing is that I can just leave this on and attach this like this. But there's also another neat trick which allows me to actually put the microphone underneath my shirt. Oh yeah, now I only have this weird thing. And this is useful if you're out in a very windy situation, because the microphones on this LensGO wireless setup don't come with a dead cat. There is no dead cat. There's actually a built-in noise reduction which kind of works okay. I'm not really a fan of any artificial noise reduction on my camera or on my microphone. I much prefer to do this in my editing software, but it does isolate the voice from the surrounding ambient. But if you are in a very windy situation, then putting the microphone underneath your shirt is a much more safer option. Now I have both lights flashing, which means that I don't have a connection. Of course I'm going to leave one microphone here because I'm not going to use it. 3-second hold button on this one, and now I have the connection established. So it's always going to be first to this one. And this is how it sounds with the microphone on my Micro Four Thirds Lumix G80. Of course I'm manually focusing, which means that I'm probably always in focus. Anyway, this is how it sounds with the microphone over here. I can take it off, I can speak directly into it, and this is going to be really loud. You know, just the practicality of simply taking off the microphone and then attaching it back is just, you know, it's so much more simple. And I really love the fact that I have these clips which always stay on my shirt, so I can easily take the microphone off when I'm not recording my video and then just put the microphone back on. And if you double tap the button on the microphone, you get reverb. Now typically I want to reduce the reverb wherever I'm recording, but there is an effect here which is, well, adding reverb to your audio. And it's kind of a nice reverb, not the way it was before when I sound treated this room. Now the microphones also turn off once you attach them back to the receiver. Okay, so for the long distance tests I'm going to walk over there where that bench is, and if this thing will work, then it's gonna pass the test. So I have my back turned to the camera, and hopefully this is still working. If I turn towards the camera, it should be working. So anyway, so this should work if the sound is being received from this area, and this is like almost 70 meters away, give or take. So hopefully this was tracking me. I mean, this is further than I would ever want to go away from the camera, and since people are walking over here, I was actually frightened that somebody might tip this whole thing over. But I mean, 70 meters away or 50 meters away or even 30 meters away is probably too far if you want to do these types of videos. So I would be really happy if this could track the audio up to about 10 meters reliably, and if it can go to that 100 meters, then that's just the bonus. So it's going to be more reliable at 10 meters. Therefore, now everything is packed in this very simple package, and inside you find instructions and a pouch with many accessories like the USB-A to USB micro charging cable for charging the whole device. You get a TRS to TRRS 3.5mm microphone jack for the use with your smartphone, and you get a classical TRS to TRS camera cable. Now this is what I'll be using for my camera. Now another very useful use case for this type of microphone is to use it with your action camera. Currently I'm using the DJI OSMO Action, the first edition, and I have a microphone adapter, so I can just plug the receiver straight into the adapter and into my USB port on the OSMO Action, and this is how it sounds. Now why this is very useful is, well, if you have a microphone on your camera and you're holding it and you're turning it around, you can always hear the hand touching the camera, and it gives that kind of background rattle noise. But if you have a wireless system like this, well, then the microphone is on you and you can do whatever you want with the camera. And the fact that this is just plug and play makes everything a lot easier to use. Now, since this system comes with two transmitters, so two microphones, you can actually have a debate with your friend beside you. So, hello, Alex.
Hello there.
How are you doing?
Happy.
So I'm going to stand further away from Alex so that we can actually not pick up our voices from each other's microphones. So where are we going right now?
To Mingishka Kusha.
Mingishka Kusha, it's a cottage on this hill that we typically hike to. Now, since there are two microphones, you're only getting one track, one audio track, and both of the audios are recorded to that one track. You have a left and a right channel, but you don't get two separate tracks from these two microphones, so keep that in mind. Now, when we come to the price of this is actually very affordable. I will leave a link down in the description and you can check this out. It's from Amazon and it costs around $90. So for $90 you get two microphones that work simultaneously, a receiver which is actually a battery pack for the microphones. The whole thing lasts for about 7 hours and you can safely go to those 50 or 70 meters with no problem. At least what I've seen in my long distance test, although again I would never want to go that far away from my camera. There is no indicator of how much the batteries are charged. Now, as long as these lights are flashing, things are being charged, but once the battery gets low on this, you get a red light over here and, well, you don't really know how much time you have left, and even if everything is full, you don't see how fast the batteries are draining. So in this sense, I still have to charge this pretty much every time I go out just to be sure. But I know that I'm not going to run out of batteries when I go out with this. In contrast to the Rode Wireless Go, which is my typical wireless setup, there I always seem to be running out of batteries because I leave everything on pretty much for the whole shoot and batteries start to drain. So maybe it's a cool thing that you don't see how fast the batteries are draining and you don't feel like you're in a rush. And the second thing is, well, even if the build quality is actually very good considering the price, this thing is not weather sealed, so you don't want to be using this in the rain. And honestly, I don't find myself using this in bad weather anyway. So thanks to LensGO for sending this wireless setup. Please make sure to check out their website and all the wonderful wireless solutions that they have alongside with other microphones. I think this is actually a very good and very affordable company. So again, thank you for sending this. I will be using this probably more than my Rode Wireless Go. And yeah, that's just it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave that down in the comment section. Consider subscribing to the channel and hit the like button for the algorithm. This helps a lot. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.